What you working on?
I've been writing. I needed an impartial opinion.
I can be impartial.
I don't think so. Because you're in it.
The way Lucas wrote you, it's not hard to tell how much he loves you, trust me.
I spent a year editing a book that was basically a love letter to her.
Suddenly, it was as if the roar of the crowd, the echo of the final buzzer, the cheers of my teammates were all sounding from 1,000 miles away. And what remained in that bizarre, muffled silence was only Peyton. The girl whose art and passion and beauty had changed my life. In that moment, my triumph was not a state championship, but simple clarity. The realization that we had always been meant for each other, and every instinct to the contrary had simply been a denial of the following truth. I was now, I would always be, in love with Peyton Sawyer.
I watched how caring and meticulous Lucas was with the words he chose for her.
You saved me with the words you wrote about me in your novel.
Peyton Sawyer is destined for greatness. Actually, she's already great. Because Peyton Sawyer has a thing called integrity. And nothing or no one is ever going to change that.
Like you were still holding on to her.
I'm having a book signing in LA in a couple of days. I'd love to see you if you're not too busy.
Okay.
It's great, Peyton.
Sometimes, I think he still is.
The guy wrote a whole book about how much he loves you.
I think he still does.
We both know Lucas has a history of throwing himself into the wrong relationship, especially when he can't admit the truth about who he loves. You still love her, don't you?
Peyton's not just another ex-girlfriend, and everybody knows that.
Haley.
Lucas tell you he wrote all night.
No, I thought he's been blocked.
Guess he got inspired. I can't help but notice the timing.
You talking about Peyton coming back?
If you're struggling to write the next one, you should know that your art matters, Lucas. It's what got me here. I just read his new novel, and when I did, I knew right away that he was still in love with you, whether he's ready to admit it or not.
Because you can't say that the manuscript that I gave you was about Peyton.
It's about yearning and wants, Luke. I think you wrote it about Peyton because you still love her.
And I think it's about a guy watching the sky. It's about a scientist in the stars.
It's an epic love story.
It's about a comet.
It's about love in its purest form. He's just this lost little boy, and then he sees the comet. And suddenly, his life has meaning.
I'll be seeing you.
And then he waits his whole life for the comet to return. He has faith that it will, even though science and his intellect tells him it won't. His heart still believes. It was more than just a comet because of what it brought to his life. Direction,
It's what got me here.
beauty, meaning. There were many who couldn't understand, and sometimes he walked among them. But even in his darkest hours, he knew in his heart that someday it would return to him, and his world would be whole again, and his belief in God and love and art would be reawakened in his heart.
It's just a story.
It's just a book.
And his world would be whole again, and his belief in God and love and art would be reawakened in his heart.
This book brought us back together, so it's the best thing I've ever written.